Hey, everyone. I'll wait a little bit for everyone to get on. I just did my other party. So I feel like, like when you're doing a live party and you're like, I'm like, you're on. Now I'm like, I can relax and just be on with you guys, but a little bit more relaxed. When you're on, just drop a line in the comments letting me know that you're on. See, we have one person on. Take a look and see. If you don't see the comments, it might be that you're not signed in. So if you're using your phone, make sure you're signed in to your account on the app. If you're on the computer, make sure you're signed in there. If not, I'll actually bring up my comments. If for some reason you're not signed in and can't leave a comment, I will bring up our group message and you can leave a comment there so I can answer your questions there as well. And just so you know, when I'm doing my express parties, I let people know that too. That's kind of what I open with all the time. Actually, let me write this down too. That I want to mention this. Okay. All right, so I see 2 people are on. Like I said, just drop a comment. We'll wait a little bit for people to get on. Just let me make sure the comments are working too. There we go, Kathy, checking in from Portal. What is in from Portal? Good to have you on, Kathy. I know, Kathy, you were the one who wanted to do it in the chat room. So I'm sorry that the majority wanted we did YouTube. But I will show you guys, actually, when we're done, what I can do is do a chat room in here. I can show you guys how that works. That actually will probably make sense. I could just kind of do that and you can see that. I actually want to see if I can share my screen while I'm waiting for you guys to get on. And if any of you know how, let me know, because I was thinking if I could share my screen. Yeah, I don't think there's a way. No. Yeah, so if I could have shared my screen, I want to show you guys a couple of things. So I'm going to send them to you so you'll see that. All right, we have 3 people on. Maybe I should ask who I'm going to ask in the group. Nothing better than watching me on my phone, huh? Waiting for. Okay, so I sent that message. We have 4 on. Is Kathy, are you the only one that can leave a comment? Are others not signed in? So if other people, if you can't comment, comment at least any questions you have or whatever, you can comment in our group chat. Portal is a Facebook thing, great for Facebook Live and Facebook chat. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm trying to move myself off of Facebook. Most of my customers are moving off of Facebook too, which is why I'm so trying to do other things. Half of my customers end up so my VIP page even, so many of them left Facebook and then they're still on Messenger. So that's why I did 3 parties of my customers who've left Facebook, but now are on Messenger, thanks be to God. But there's Safe Chat and MeWe that everybody's going to. And I don't have the energy to learn a new platform. So I'm trying to work with the ones I have. Yeah, I don't see your name, Mary Beth. I'm not able to comment, just going to watch. Huh. Well, actually, if you guys are on, you can see. You should be able to sign in. If you're on your account, you should. And I know you can comment because you were able to comment before. Are So again, from my understanding, I could be wrong, you have to, if you're on your phone, you have to use it in the app and be signed into your account. And if not, be on the computer signed into your account. But comment here. I'm just waiting to see who's not going to be joining us so that I know who we shouldn't be waiting for. I have 6 people on, and there are how many in our party? Hold on. There's 25 in our party. All right. Yeah, definitely for 25 too. I'm glad we did this. There you are, Ann. You already did. So yeah, and well, this is where you guys might not have read the full thing because you're just gonna know I'm getting you the script. But the post that gives you the link, I do say in there, the best way to be able to use the chat and comment area is to either use your computer or the YouTube app on your phone. If you don't have the app and want to use your phone, just type the questions you have in our group chat. So when you're doing this, you just want to make sure you send that post so they all know that as well. Don't have it. Says they have to create a channel to create chat. Also, listen, I can't hear you. All right, so hold on. Hold on, we just wait. If you're all listening, you can hear me. I don't need to comment there. So that's good. So if you guys are in, just comment here for questions you have. I'll answer your questions all here. And then for those, yeah, so you do need to be signed in. If you don't have a YouTube channel yet as Norwick's consultant, seriously consider getting one. I guess I never really talked about that before. Because you're going to eventually want to start doing your own videos and things like that. The best way to do them is to upload them to YouTube so you can send the link as opposed to waiting for a video to upload to Facebook, or you can't send them in an email or anything like that. So definitely it's free. So it's not even like you have to invest necessarily, but definitely get your own channel and do that. So I think who is asking. So Mary Beth, I don't see your name, but it's not. The only name it's showing me is Kathy's. It says I have 9 participants. Oh, no, I just see Ann and Kathy. So those are the only people that are logged into their accounts. So why don't we get started? Again, I'm going to have the message up. So if you have questions, just like if you were to comment there, just comment here. All right, how is this going to work? I want to just kind of go through what a live would generally look like for me. And then talk about the pros and the cons and some different like little tidbits and stuff of information that were really important with the express party. Hop in, ask a question at any time. Don't think any question's a dumb question. The only dumb question is the one that's not asked. So ask away. Hopefully I'll pay attention to my phone. Like Ann and Kathy, you be my watchdogs. If somebody commented here and I didn't ask the question, comment there because I get distracted. It says you're in a public chat. Okay, that's fine. So but you're able to comment. So that's good. Okay. So here is, oh yeah, I did find that out actually. I was trying to create these as a private group, but actually Ann was on with me when we were figuring this out the last time I went live for the YouTube. And private, you can't see anything or chat or anything. So we did have to go public. The first training I did see on this, she said to do it private, but I cannot figure out how to get that going as a private one. I'm also still trying to figure out a way. There you guys are. Hey, Emily. Hey, Susan. So I am still trying to figure out where I'm going to post the link afterwards for the recording and things like that. Okay. So then I'm going to do, like I said, pros and cons, and then I'm going to take any questions and stuff you have and talk a little bit about the party in general. All right. So when I do my live, I always start it about 2 minutes before it begins. So if we're going to go live at 7, which is normally the time I go live, I will go on at 6:58. Make sure everything is working. I will do a Loom video where I'll show you how to schedule your lives and all that. I'll show you all of the inner workings of what I do to get to this point in a Loom video. So stay tuned for that. But once I'm live, it does take a while for people to get on. It's kind of like if you go live on your VIP page, it's that awkwardness of waiting. Abby, that's fine. You can just listen and type any questions in here. You're good. So anyway, so it's that awkwardness of waiting, right? But have all of your stuff ready to go. So what I do is I open the first little bit. I do some housekeeping stuff. I talk about how the party's going to work. I'll talk about what I'm going to demo, things like that. I'll remind people about the commenting. I do let them know, again, if you can't comment, I'll have our group chat up. I right now have 3 parties going. So all 3 parties are in their own separate party. Like right now, you guys have the mock group party. I have Bonnie's group party. I have Sue's party, and I have Rachel's party. So they only see each other's comments and all of that. But for the live, I do bring everybody together. So I know when Lindsay first did the training, she wanted them separate and things like that. I'll be honest, I cannot stick to 15 minutes. I know I'm a talker, but it's not even that. I'm getting a ton of amazing questions that I don't want to blow people off with for the 15 minutes. So I'm not, if I had to schedule, I would have to have one at 7, then like 7:30, then 8 and all that. So what I'm doing this, I take all 3 parties and I bring them together as one live, which actually works. It's worked out so far just fine. So my parties always go Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Monday at 7 o'clock, we go live. So I figure people on Saturday and Sunday are more apt to looking at the posts. There are 3 or 4 posts, as you can see, every day. So I figure on Saturday and Sunday, they're more apt to see them as opposed to during the week. And Monday night, easy come in, sit down at 7 o'clock with a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, and watch everything. Somebody's giving me their order. All right. So I do the housekeeping stuff at the beginning that, this is what we're going to do, things like that. Then immediately I talk about booking and joining right away. I talk about how, if you want these amazing things, all of your booking speech, you don't need me to go into that. Unless you want me to. If you want to hear what my booking speech is, oh, there you are, Mary Beth, you can. If you want to hear what my booking speech is, let me know. I can tell it to you. But I don't want to bore you with it if you don't want to hear it. And I'll talk about my joining too. And so the booking and the joining, I talk about those right away at the beginning, and I close with them right away at the end. Remember, we're all about, it's not just about selling, it's about building our team, and it's about getting bookings and more parties stuff too. I'm actually thinking of doing a Monday musings kind of thing in our team page. And when I do that, and when I think about that, I want to do every Monday. It's kind of like how I don't want to, Pam does the Tuesday tips. So I don't want to do 2 things for you guys. So I might not do this. But one of the things I always encourage is to have 3 bookings at every party. Go for 3. Don't just get the one. Ooh, we got a booking and she gets all the stuff. No, go for 3. Here's why. Maybe one of those might end up having to cancel. There might be a tragedy in their life, whatever. They can't do it. They might just ghost you. Who knows? So you would still have 2 there. Let's say another one joins your team. Yay, that's what you want. But maybe you lost that party now because that's going to be their launch party. At least you still have one that you're going with. So always think 3 bookings. What I do now is, I know a lot of you know with my Facebook parties, I used to offer if they get to $1,000 party, I give them free laundry for a year. My offer now is if they get 3 bookings off their party, they get laundry detergent for a year. And I make that known. I make that known right in the party. They'll look at all these things that you can earn, and you get this gift from me. I pour, would you like a tablet gear more Facebook and what's having comments? Gotcha. Okay. All right. So I do housekeeping, book, and then join my team. And again, if you want me to talk about what my verbiage is for that, I'll spew that out for you. All right. Then I go on to doing the butter demo. So I have a mirror that I use here. I smear butter all over it. I take my Enviro cloth and my window cloth, and we do a demo. I then I already had my husband bring it down. I take a white plate and I put black pepper on it. And I take my dusting mitts and I talk about the dusting mitt and I wipe off the pepper with the dusting mitt. So it's super easy. It's literally my household package demo that I have on my Facebook page that I just do live in front of everybody so they can see it working. I don't go into the detail about the Enviro because I tell them, there's that video, watch all about the Enviro cloth and all that, because I really don't want to waste their time since I've already posted it. We talk about that. And then I bring out my Safe Haven 5 box. I open it up and I say, so not only can you get that basic package with the Enviro in the window, you can upgrade to the household package, adding that dust mitt, but this is really what you want. And I talk about real quick about the cleaning paste and the laundry detergent, the UPP. All right. So then after that, it's a big question and answer session. So we just had the questions about the deodorant. So half the time I'm shouting down to my house, Connor, bring me my deodorant. They have a toothpaste question. Connor, bring my toothpaste and toothbrush, So we finished talking about that. Then after the Q&A, I end with, again, a booking and a joining. So you bookend your party with the booking and the joining, and all the stuff in the middle is that good stuff. All right. So that's how the live goes. So you've been seeing all the posts every day. So soup to nuts from the start to the finish. You have all of my verbiage, which I'm going to send you in a Google document. So when we're done with this, I'm going to give you a link to a Google Doc, and you're going to see all of the verbiage is right there. Day one, it's all lined out for you. I wish I could share my screen with you because I can share it with you right now, but I don't know how to share my screen. If any of you know, let me know. So there's that you're going to get from me. I do encourage you to save the pictures, because in the Google template, I just say attach pictures. There's some that are in there, but those before and after pictures are way too much to put in a Google Doc. So I would just say save them to your phone. Here's a tidbit. When I was first doing this, I had them all saved in a folder in my phone called Express Parties. There's a lot in there. So actually, just this past week, I broke them down into day 1, day 2, day 3 Express Parties. Because then as I'm weeding through, there's so many, it's really became an issue with the so many before and after pictures, because there's like 16 of them that are there. It was hard. So when you're saving them to your phone, save them in folders on days. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but that just was what really worked really well for me. So there's that. All right. So 3 to 4 posts a day, as you can see there. There are still going to be posts tomorrow, so you're still going to see that. They're going to get the order link. Talk about the body cloth, all that stuff. It's even broken down into that one graphic that I have of the overview that they're going to see for the day. And, the one thing I tried differently this time, and you saw it in your party. I'm like, let me see how this works. I'll just talk about that in a second, Susan. At the beginning post, I had where I think I changed it where I said, message me instead of, and I used to say, do you know, are you new to Norbex or do you already know? And people would comment in there. This time I'm like, instead of them having a comment and blowing up everybody's phone with that, I told them, I think you guys saw that I did like an addendum, if you will, to message me individually and let me know. That was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Because now I have a bunch of people who've not everybody did it, right? But I have a bunch of people who messaged me individually. And now I'm having these great one-on-one conversations, because I'm going to talk about the pros and cons next. And one of the cons is that I don't feel like I'm having personal relationships like I had in my Facebook party. So I want to talk about that in a second. But to answer, Susan, your question, you will go. I will go through. I'll do a Loom video for you guys and show you exactly how to get this set up to go live. So don't worry about that. I'm going to do a Loom video and show you. So no worries. But let's talk about those pros and the cons, because I will tell you, starting with that, one of the cons is I feel like in a Facebook party, I was still able to have those conversations because people were commenting back and forth. Here in the message, you don't necessarily want a ton of people commenting because you don't want people's phones blowing up all the time. It's bad enough they're going to go off the couple of times that we're already doing them. So there's that. But adding that piece in there about having them message you individually, I've been having amazing conversations. So I would highly, highly, highly encourage you to do that. In the Google Doc that I'm going to send you, it has the revised verbiage in there of what to do. And whatever the exchange is, I think it's like m./me.your username. Just obviously plug in your Facebook name there instead of mine in that verbiage. The key to that, though, is to click on that link, not your picture that comes up, because if you click on the picture, it just takes you to your actual Facebook page. So that was one change that I made this time around that I absolutely, absolutely love. All right. So the other cons. So less of that one-on-one communication there in the party where everybody can see it and you can answer everybody's question. That's a con. The other con is the constant beeping of the notifications that people get on their phones. I'll tell you, I'm constantly worried every time I do it. I'm like, oh, they're going to get annoyed. But I'll be honest, in all the parties I've been doing, one person, she didn't even leave. Like right at the beginning, she had something going on. She said, do you mind if I just turn my notifications off for this and join in? I'm like, no, I don't mind at all. So no one, knock on wood, has even left. Like it's kind of open about that. They know that when they send out the invitations, things like that. So it's not so bad, but it is a negative. Another con is, this is a big one. You can't schedule these. So one of the things that I know we've all come to know and love about Facebook parties is that you can schedule the post, whether you're using Visibly, whether you're using My Schedule Party or My Party Schedule, whatever that one is called, or if you're just using Facebook Scheduler itself, you can schedule them and let them run. You can't do this with this. However, I will tell you this. My first 2 parties that I did, I was like a fish out of water. Like I literally was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to post. Literally for 3 days, I'm like, am I going to post? When did I post? When did I post the next one? I don't know if I'm going to post. Did I forget to post? And the one party, I totally forgot. I did one post. I was supposed to do 3 by the end of the day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to fit these 2 posts in. Good news. They don't know when you were supposed to post. It's not like they are expecting it at a certain time, number 1. Number 2, those are my first 2 parties. Your first couple of parties, by the way, are going to be rough. Do not judge express parties based on your first couple. Think about it with your first Facebook party. Think about it with your first in-home party. We were all fish out of water. If you banked your business on how things went those first couple of parties, we wouldn't have a business, right? So the same thing with this. Give yourself some grace, give yourself some forgiveness, give yourself some love. It takes a little bit to get used to it. So my first 2, again, felt like a fish out of water. This last one I did, and this one, them doing this. So last week and this week, I am like smooth sailing. I should back on wood. Like, I feel like, oh, yeah, I'll post. Like, now it's become second nature. So even though there's the con that you can't schedule, if you think about it, it's only for 3 days. There's only 3 or 4 posts per day. It's easy. It's really not difficult at all. I do it in the morning. I do it in the afternoon. I do it in the evening. And if I have a 4th one in there, I do it about 4 or 5 o'clock, sometimes 3 o'clock, whenever I think about it. It's not a big deal. It's not like Facebook where everything's going to get jumbled up if somebody comments. I know, and I remind people on the live, go back. I tell them, I close my parties on Friday. So they're open until Friday. And I let them know that right away. We'll close on Friday. I tell them it gives you plenty of time to go back through if there's any posts that you missed. When you have a second, just go back and read them. They're all in order. It's all beautiful. So again, even though you can't schedule, it's not that big of a deal. And the last con is that it's something that's still fairly new, so people are still getting used to it. It's not even necessarily a bad thing. It's just you'll get a little bit more questions, things like that, than, if this was already second nature. All right, so let's talk about the pros. It's fast. Let's face it, guys. People are emotionally, spiritually, mentally overwhelmed. There's a lot of nonsense happening in our world right now, and people just don't have the mental capacity, the emotional energy to sit and do Facebook parties. And maybe, and let me say this, if your Facebook parties are still booming and doing awesome and you're doing great sales, don't change, don't fix what ain't broke, right? Like, you can still keep doing them. I just noticed a huge drop off for me. And it may have been just a time of year, and it may very well, like if I started up again, it could very well pick back up. But I'm loving express parties, so I'm not sure. I mean, I'll go back to Facebook if we need to, but I don't ever want to go back to a Facebook party again. This one is absolutely amazing. So, if your Facebook parties are doing well, don't change it. But this is just another option, again, if people are wanting it. So 1, it's fast. It's done over, 3 days, really like 4 of days of posting, but 3 meaty days. It's manageable for people. People can do 3 days. They can do, like, even though I wanted to stick my 15-minute live, when they're asking questions, I'm not going to cut them off. They can stick with that. They like that. Another thing that really is a positive about using YouTube versus the chat is on YouTube, people aren't seen. They can't figure out how to turn off their video on their phone. They didn't want to be seen. They're hiding their camera. It's awful. And when you get a ton of people on, like I had a party, there were 17 people in, and I think we had 10 or 11 people on. You're seeing these tiny little screens. Like, for me to do my window demo, I'm like, it's so hard to see. And the audio quality is not very good at all. So the audio quality is very low. And then if somebody's making a noise or they're trying to ask a question, they took themselves off mute and they're asking the question and things like that, super hard for them to be able to hear. So that's why I really like the YouTube better. Is it all done in private message? Yeah. So right now, the express party that I'm doing and that we've done is in Messenger. It doesn't have to be. A lot of people use WhatsApp. You can do it in there. You could do this as a texting party. And if you do it as a texting party, think about that. You could even schedule your texts, right? Especially if you have project broadcast. You could do it and you can do it in texting. You can do an express party in any way that you want. You could do an email one. I don't know if everybody want to get 3 emails a day. So maybe you could put like 3 days and like 3 info word. Well, that might be a bit much. I can figure that out. But you can do it anyway. It's not done in Facebook. It's not in Facebook. This is not a Facebook party. So Mary Beth, it's not like, whose party did we do with you? Why can't I remember whose party you came to me from? But anyway, so it was done in Facebook. Was it Kathy's? I don't know. I'm losing my mind. So this is done just exactly how you guys saw it done in a messenger group chat is exactly how it's done in the part. Like literally, I treated you guys, except for those couple times I came in as your leader, I treated you guys just like you were my guests in a regular Facebook party. That's why I ran it like that. So you could see it's just a mock that just like that would be what my guests see is exactly what you guys saw, which is why, again, I encourage you to save those photos if you're going to do this so that you can save them. I was just going to say something else about, I treat you guys just like my party. Oh, I hope it comes back to me because it was good. I can't remember. Mine was, yeah. So yeah, you were exactly. That's so, your story is like so many other people that are on here. Exactly, Mary Beth. I couldn't remember who yours was and who your host was. But yeah, so that was a Facebook party. This is different. This is just in Messenger, or however else you want to do it. So that's all right. Another one. Oh, the other one is you can tailor this easily. Mine still are new people. Like I do have a mix of people in there. So when they message me and tell me they're already a user, I have a great conversation. What do you like the most? What are you, what are some things you're excited to see? So if there's other things they want to see in there, I can throw those in. And another party, like they all loved it. So then they're booking like a spa party. So you can like say for bookings, like guys, so-and-so needs a booking. How about in 3 months, we do this again. I keep our express party here and we can talk about spa, body. We can talk about spa. We can talk about kitchen. And you can even create a poll like I did with you guys, create a poll, ask what they'd like to see and see if they would do that again. And that could be another booking. And then you have the same group of people that you already got to know that you can introduce more of the catalog to them. So it's fantastic to do for that. Setting it up. That's what I was going to say. So setting it up on your phone, super easy. But the only thing is you always need to have 2 people to start a chat. So like to start a group chat. So always add obviously your host, but then somebody else. If you want to add me. I don't care. So I used to use Linda. Now I'm using my friend Jenna. I'm adding her to all my parties. She's my second person I add when I add my host. And she's actually stalking out my parties right now. But eventually she's not going to be in all of them. She just leaves right away. So as soon as we create it. So let's say you create a party and you want me in it. First of all, you can keep me in it if you want to ask me questions and see how things are going. I have no problem with that. But then if you don't, all I do is just back out right away and then you have your party created. So the downfall is you do need 2 people to create it, but you can have your sister, you can have your cousin, it doesn't have to be a Norwex person at all. You can have whoever it is just to start it and then they just leave or they could stay if you want. And you can access it wherever. So like on your phone, wherever you have your Google Doc, it's literally, I walk around, I'm in the car, I'll copy and paste, put it right in. It's so easy. Oh, Hostess Coaching, so much more simple. Actually it's funny because I feel like I have a little bit more host coaching things that I send, but no longer the video because think about our host coaching with Facebook parties. So much of it was teaching your host how to do well, right? Like you have to comment, you have to engage engage with your guests. The more they comment, the more Facebook gets the algorithm to see this, that, and the other thing. Like, and host, that's a little overwhelming. Here, the only thing you really have to make sure that they know is to only put people in the group who said yes to coming. That's it. Because what you don't want them to do is add. So this is huge. And this is all, I'll send you the Hostess Coaching doc. I'll talk about that in a second. You do not want them to add every Tom, Dick, and Harry because people are going to be added to a group. They're going to get pissed off, excuse my language, and they're going to start leaving. And there's nothing worse for party morale than to see people leave a group. You don't want that. So I have my Hostess Coaching Google Doc that I'm going to send you guys as well. I thought about like Hostess Coaching with you guys, but I decided not because I didn't want to like overwhelm you too much. And I wanted this party just to be that. But I will send you the Google Doc and you will see and ask me any questions you have when you get there. But you will see this is what I send on this day. This is what I send the second day. This is what I send the fourth day. This is what I send. When they reply ready, I send this. When they reply invite, I send this. You'll see all of that laid out for you. And one of the biggest things I say in there, and the graphics are in there too. And the biggest thing I say in there is do not just add people to the group because you're gonna get people irritated. So as far as Hostess Coaching, that's the biggest thing they need to know. No video that you have to do with it of teaching them, all that stuff. Okay, that's it for my pros and cons. and all my notes. Those are my notes. What did I miss? What do you still have questions on? Remember, no question is a dumb question. The only dumb question is the one not asked. Actually, I'll turn this on too to see. How many guests to a party? So that's a great question too. Okay. So I can listen but can't chant. Don't know how. I would like to go through so I can direct guests to this. I would like to. So I don't know when you popped in, but we talked about this before and talked about it in there. So first, actually, Michelle, are you signed into your account? Because if you're signed into your account, you should be able to comment. So I tell people when I send the link that if they're doing this from their phone, to make sure they're signed into their YouTube app and their account. And then second one is if they're not signed into if they don't have the app signed into their, do it from the computer and sign in there. You should be able to, like everybody's commenting here now, and even people who couldn't comment before are now on. So actually, some of you, so like Susan, Michelle, who couldn't comment before, do you want to, if there was a secret that I missed, that's not that, if you can type it in the group chat to let Michelle know, or type it here and I'll let her know. But that's what I tell them, and they usually are able to log into their account and then start chatting. So let me know that. So how many guests to a party? So this is more intimate. So this isn't like, so I do tell people, I still tell them, invite 40 to 50 people, because that'll kind of get you 20 to come. Like that, like a numbers game, it's like that'll get you 20 to 25. That's max. I don't want more than that, because if you think about it, it's more private. It's not like Facebook where everybody's there. It's more of like a private kind of thing. So my lowest party, I think I just had, and the girl did nothing. Like you've had that, right? Like nothing. And she just messaged me. She's like, I'll close it out and I don't really want anything. She only did it to book the dang party for a friend, right? So I'm going through all this. She was ignoring me for the longest time and I'm still putting in the effort. And it's like, literally she had 2 people buy. She had 3 people in her party, 3 people, 2 of them bought. She didn't even get anywhere she could make money in any spending dollars or anything. But my smallest party was 3. My largest party, I think right now is 19. So the other good thing, I don't mind having bigger parties now. Before, when I was doing this, I hated having big parties, because when I was using the chat, the group chat instead of the YouTube chat, like I said, there are these tiny little things. You could barely see me. I literally had a window of like this much space. Like literally, not only that you only see that, like, but that's all people can see of me is this tiny square, but also like the peripheral vision was like down to this. So when I'm holding up my mirror to do the butter demo, I legit had like this space to work in. That was it. So I did not want a lot of people, because the more people I had on, the smaller I got. So, which was really difficult. So, but now it's not so bad, because even like I said, I had 3 parties that I'm running right now. All 3 of us got onto the YouTube and had some great, amazing conversations, chats, and everything. So that. And do you have to do a live video at the end? No, you don't. I encourage it, and I'll tell you why I encourage it, but no, you don't. Like I know Andra, well, she's not, I don't think she's the biggest fan of the messenger parties, but she wasn't doing a live. She said she felt it was awkward. To me, this feels just like a Facebook party. Like, and I can see the comments. In my Facebook party, my husband was like reading me the comments. This to me is so much better. You do not have to do a live. I do encourage it though, because it does 2 things. 1, it gives your guests a chance to interact with you and have Q&A. And I'm telling you, from the parties I have done, we've had amazing Q&As that got me more sales, got good bookings and all of that. The second thing is you really, in that live, you talk about bookings and you talk about joining. You'll do posts and you'll see tomorrow, next day, I'll have posts about that you'll see. But there's nothing like really being able to communicate that with people seeing you and all that. I still have to figure out a way to save the live and put it back in the group for those who missed it. But none of the parties I've had at anything like that I needed to do that. We had so much participation at the live and nobody's asked for it. So I still will figure out how to do that. But you do not have to do a live at the end, but I do encourage it. Michelle, are you able to get on and comment yet, or what? I know we worked out some of those details at the beginning. I don't know if you weren't on then yet or what, or if are you signed into your account or your channel? Let me know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I forgot about that you guys would want to know. Oh, I will show you this. I'm going to send this to you too. So I don't know if you guys watched that training I did the one time where I talked about, I had my notebook. And it's so funny because Janine, one of our, she would be your Norwex cousin. She's my Norwex sister. So then you're Norak's aunt? I don't know. Anyway, love Janine. So she's like, girl, how are you getting all these Facebook guys? Show me how you do for mega party. So I showed her my notebook. If you guys remember, I had my notebook and I had highlights and marks and all this stuff in there. And what I decided to do now is I actually created these spreadsheets. If you can see them, I know it's mirrored. But what I have is I have the dates at the top. So like this is the 13th through, well, that's not the 13th through the 15th. And then so I have our dates. I have my hosts' names at the top. And then what these are this is the coaching. So this is the hostess coaching. Here, I'll show you this one because I have this one. This is my next week's one. I'll show you this one. So I have, it's the Frankie list. So I send them a thing about their Frankie list and then the invite info. Then when they reply ready, then when they get the invitation verbiage and all that. So each of the posts that I do for them, I have them here. And then I check off if I've sent them. Then these are the posts in the party. This is post number 1 through all the way down to 13 where we are right now. I check off to make sure I've actually submitted them. I'm like, okay, I've done it. Now, I also have this big section here for notes. So this is where when I used to in my my notebook, I used to have highlights and pencil or some, like if I've asked them once to book a party, I wrote it in pencil. If I asked them to join, I wrote it in red pen. And then I put slash marks next to each time I've asked them to talk about a party again. I put another hashtag. If I talked about joining again, I put a hashtag. So I knew how many times I asked them if they wanted a party and how many times I asked them to join. I did all this color coding like crazy, right? So, but that's what was amazingly working in Facebook parties. So here I actually have notes here. So I don't have to know how many times I've asked somebody or whatever, because I can have those side communications with them when I'm opening up in their individual chats. And so like right now I have Jean Seifert who booked a party. So I put her booking here and the date that we chose. Anybody, I don't have my sheet from last time, but I had people who were asking questions, interacting well. I have them down for me to follow up with. So anybody who I think was really good and I want to follow up with, an individual, I leave their notes right in the spot underneath that host's party. So I'm going to give this to you too. I have this in a Google spreadsheet. So you can have this and fill this out for yours as well. But it works out so well, even better than my notebook because I have like a little bit more linearness to it. So that's really amazing. Any other questions? So I am going to give you the Google template that has the template of all of these each days. Oh, I'm going to mention about Jenna. I'm going to give you my coaching document and I'm going to give you the spreadsheet, the tally, the tracking, I should say, the host tracking on there as well. Now my friend Jenna, who you guys know her when we've done a couple of trainings. She was my roommate and my bed buddy at Leadership 2 years ago now. I missed this one. Anyway, so Jenna and I have been on each other's parties and on all this stuff and going back and forth. She was actually one that created that awesome graphic about don't like comment with the heart, but just react with the heart kind of thing. She's like, I just made this after seeing your party. She said, what do you think of it? I'm like, that's awesome. So we share stuff all the time. I'm in her party right now that she's doing, and she actually is trying something different. One of her hosts really, really liked it. So that's why she decided to try it. I'm not sure how sold I am on it, but I'll tell you what it is. And what it is she has pretty much one day where she has all of her posts. So all of her posts, she doesn't do a lot of videos. She just does graphics though. She does she does two. She has an intro video and another video. Like let's say her party's on Monday, right? On Saturday, she'll have like an intro video. On Sunday, she'll have another video. And then in a 15-minute window on like Monday, she posts all the posts. Soup to nuts, 15 minutes. She posts one, gives them a few minutes to read it, posts another, gives them a few minutes to read it, posts another, give them a few minutes to read it. And one host really liked that. It was done on that day. And then she posts the party link and then they start ordering. For me, I don't know if I really like that, but I thought I would share that with you guys because you might decide that you want to do something like that. And so I'm going to let you have that option or let you know of that option out there. You can have whatever you decide to do. I know a girlfriend of mine when she, actually my other roommate from Leadership, Amy, when she did Facebook parties, her live, she didn't go live like this. She posted a couple stuff before it and her live was a 15-minute window of posting 5 posts. So, so that was something she did there. So it's kind of like a similar there. Whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you is good. Any other questions or anything? I'm going to get some water. Oh, I literally had to go live in my prayer group. We did a prayer, and that was at 6. Then I went live at 7 with my party. Now I'm live with you. My throat is like dry. No other questions? Are we good? I'm looking to see if there's anything in the chat. All right. So following up, I'm going to send you, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to send you the coaching doc. I'm going to send you the template. I'm going to send you the tracking. I'm going to do a Loom on how to do the YouTube. And do you guys want me right now? It'll be 2 seconds. We won't even chat. Do you want me to do, for the 6 of us that are on, I would like all 6 of us to do this while we're on, and then I can end this. And we're not going to stay on long. I just want to show you, and I'm going to show you how to do it from here. I'm going to show you that. That'll work. If you want to do the group chat in Messenger, because I know, Kathy, you really wanted to do that one. I want to show you how it's going to work. I'm going to show you how to do it. And then I want at least the 6 of us here to just click in and join so that you can see what it looks like. And then we're going to be done. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on mine. I have those 4 little dots there. And then it's going to come up and you see where it says create room. I'm going to click on create room. And then it's going to have where you can create it. I can't hold my phone without hitting there you go. And now I think I clicked out. There it goes. So now in our mock party, you have join room. So now you're going to click on join room and it's going to open this up. And I'm going to put this here and I am going to end the live stream. So we're going to end the live stream. There you go, Kathy. See, I knew you wanted to come on live. Let me turn my volume up here. Okay. So I'm going, it's like double. I'm actually seeing 3 of me. I see me here, I see me here, and I see me here. All right, I am going, oh, I look great. I'm going to end the live stream here. Please, everybody, join the room because I just want you to see how it looks for 2 seconds. Okay, we are ending.